Pelosi meets Singapore leaders at start of Asia tour. China's Gen Z is slowing the economy. Extreme weather pushes the limits for humans. First ship carrying Ukrainian grain leaves Odessa. New York City declares monkeypox a public health emergency. Male biological clock can affect chances of pregnancy. Putin can't use right arm to shoo away Mosquito. EU continues improving its high-speed rail network.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, and here are your top stories. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi held talks with officials in Singapore on Monday at the start of her Asia tour. Pelosi met with Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, President Halimah Yacob, and other cabinet members. The Singaporean Foreign Ministry said Lee welcomed a U.S. commitment to strong engagement with the region, and the two sides discussed ways to deepen U.S. economic engagement through initiatives such as the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework.
Good afternoon, everyone.
The Singaporean Foreign Ministry said that Lee and Pelosi also discussed the war in Ukraine, tensions surrounding Taiwan and mainland China, and climate change. Lee highlighted the importance of stable U.S.-China relations for regional peace and security. Pelosi planned to attend a cocktail reception later on Monday with the American Chamber of Commerce in Singapore. Her highly secret visit has not allowed media presence.
Bloomberg reported that while some 12 million college and vocational school graduates are entering the job market this summer in China, a perfect storm of factors has propelled unemployment among 16 to 24-year-old urbanites to a record 19.3%. About 15 million young people are estimated to be jobless. Bloomberg said the sheer number of jobless under 25s amounts to a 2% to 3% reduction in China's workforce, and fewer workers means lower gross domestic product.
Bloomberg said that the Chinese government hardline coronavirus strategy has led to layoffs, while its regulatory crackdown on real estate and education companies has hit the private sector. The result is an increasingly disillusioned young population, losing its faith in private companies and willing to accept lower pay in the public sector. If the trend continues, growth in the world's second-largest economy stands to suffer. Lowered expectations have damaged the utilization of the young labor force and the economic growth.
While Portugal reached 47 degrees Celsius on July 21st, Delhi experienced a new high of more than 49 degrees Celsius in May. Recent research has found that we may actually have already been nearing the threshold values for human survivability of the wet bulb temperature, or WBT. In some parts of the world, the threshold WBT for humans to survive for 6 hours is usually considered to be 35 degrees Celsius, approximately equivalent to an air temperature of 40 degrees Celsius with a relative humidity of 75%.
Humans regulate internal body temperature by sweating, but above the wet bulb temperature, we can no longer cool down this way. This essentially marks a limit to human adaptability to extreme heat. Once beyond the survivable range, our organs can start failing. Professor Larry Kenney of Penn State University found this year that the real threshold our bodies can tolerate is closer to WBT 31.5 Celsius, approximately equivalent to an air temperature of 36 degrees Celsius with a relative humidity of 72%.
The first ship carrying Ukrainian grain set out from the port of Odessa on Monday, August 1st. The Sierra Leone flag cargo ship, the Razoni, left Odessa carrying over 26,000 tons of corn destined for Lebanon. Turkey's Defense Minister Hulusi Akar said the Razoni was expected to dock Tuesday afternoon in Istanbul at the entrance of the Bosporus, where joint teams of Russian, Ukrainian, Turkish, and UN officials would board it for inspections. The Turkish Defense Ministry said other ships would also depart Ukraine's ports through the safe corridors.
The corn is destined for Lebanon, a Middle East nation in the grips of what the World Bank has described as one of the world's worst financial crises in more than 150 years. A 2020 explosion at Lebanon's main port in Beirut shattered its capital city and destroyed grain silos there, a part of which collapsed following a week-long fire just last Sunday. Lebanon mostly imports wheat from Ukraine, but also buys its corn to make cooking oil and to produce animal feed.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams and Health Commissioner Ashwin Vasan declared a public health emergency due to the spread of the monkeypox virus last Saturday, July 30th, calling the city the epicenter of the monkeypox outbreak in the country. They said as many as 150,000 city residents could be at risk of infection. The declaration will allow officials to issue emergency orders under the city health code and amend code provisions to implement measures to help slow the spread.
Just 2 days ago, New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state disaster emergency declaration, and the state health department called monkeypox an imminent threat to public health. According to data compiled by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, New York had recorded 1,345 cases as of Friday. California had the second most, with 799. To date, there have been more than 22,000 monkeypox cases reported in nearly 80 countries since May, with about 75 suspected deaths in Africa, mostly in Nigeria and Congo.
A study of nearly 19,000 IVF cycles has shown that for women under 35 or over 40, the age of their male partner made little difference to their chances of giving birth or live birth rates. But for women between the ages of 35 and 40, there was a significant drop in the live birth rate if the male partner was age 40 and above. Researchers said while the widely held assumptions that maternal age should always be the primary consideration, the findings add new evidence that fertility is very much a male issue too.
One of the 4 authors who contributed to the study, Professor Geeta Nargund, medical director at St. George's Hospital in Tooting, South London, said that after they analyzed the interaction of the maternal and paternal age in 18,825 IVF and ICSI cycles, following a single fresh embryo transfer, they found that the live birth rate dropped from 32.8%, where the paternal age is under 35, to 27.9%, where the paternal age is between 40 and 44. Where the male partners were over 55 years old, the live birth rate was 25%.
Reports suggest that Macho Man Putin has a group of doctors around him at all times when he travels throughout Russia and abroad. New footage has emerged showing Putin appearing to struggle to shoo away a mosquito. Instead of using his right arm to swipe away the mosquitoes, Putin used his left arm, as his right arm appeared to hang limp. He was also seen limping beside Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu's daughter, Ksenia, 31, as she showed him around a military museum to celebrate the country's Navy Day.
CIA Director William Burns has disputed the saying that Putin is sick and noted that there is no intelligence Putin is ailing. The Kremlin insists Putin is healthy, and there are rumors that his 39-year-old mistress, Alina Kabeva, is expecting a new baby. But there have been recent claims from Ukraine that Putin has been using body doubles during his recent visit to Iran. This is because Putin seemed to move unusually quickly on his trip to the Iranian capital and looked more alert than in previous public appearances.
The media reported that the EU is aiming to expand and improve the use of high-speed rails by 2030. In addition, the EU hopes to triple current levels by 2050, while also reducing the use of cars and air travel because the latter generating nearly 14% of the EU's total carbon emissions. Recently, the French National Railway Company, SNCF, and Deutsche have announced the launch of direct high-speed service between Paris and Berlin, which will start operating by the end of 2023.
Europe accounts for 60% of the world's high-speed rail network. Among countries with the best trains in Europe is Spain, which has 3,152 kilometers of track, making it the country with the largest high-speed rail network on the continent. Italy's Italo high-speed train is the favorite for travelers, which offers 4 classes of travel and moves with a speed of 300 kilometers per hour. It's also considered a green traveling alternative, as the vehicle is built with recyclable materials.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. Let's make every day a fun day. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.